Stephanie Toman here, Word Skills Beyond the Basics, another video, and this one's going to be looking at references. So I've called it References 1 because I've done these in smaller chunks. So the areas covered in this video will be the footnotes and endnotes, which are all on the References tab, including the citations and the table of contents. So the References tab in Word tends to have all of the automated features and other things that are useful for long documents, dissertations, project reports, etc. And writing a book. Never know, one day could be famous using footnotes and endnotes, etc. So there's that. The citations is built into Word. There is an area now where you can have a bibliography style. You can build up a number of citations in there. But you probably would use something a bit more powerful for a longer document like RefWorks or something like that. But it is there if you need to use it for the small numbers of things. The first of our automated features that we'll be introducing you to is the table of contents, one of the most important. So this is the one where if we got styles, etc., as we've said in earlier videos, you can do things automatically and then you can update and modify automatically as well, which is the most useful and most efficient part. Okay, so you might find something in here that you need or want to use. So have a look through and see what you think. And about them being automatic, etc. So I'm going to demonstrate them together, the sort of ways that the syllabus and the exam would be expecting you to use them. So if we put a footnote onto the word to, go to the References tab, and all of your footnote features are all in this little group here. So to insert a footnote, click on the Insert Footnote, and then you could type something in. Notice it's come up with a footnote A. All right, go to the Kings. Let's put in another footnote. Click on there. It's now got a B next to the Kings, and down here, I'm going to type something else in. And then let's put one after Musk as well. Insert footnote. There we go. So insert footnotes is one of the features you may be asked to use in the syllabus on the exam. Another thing is that it may be asked you to change these footnotes, the formatting of them. So in order to do that, if you right click on them and you go to the notes options. So note options is also available here. So you can get the same place using a little launcher there. And there's your note, these are your note options. And this is another way of changing them. Okay, so I'm going to do it on the right click. Note options, see what I mean, exactly the same. And drop these down and we're going to change them to a 1, 2, 3 format to the whole document. If you find you click insert, it'll put in another one. You need to make sure that you apply. And then you can see they've changed and they've also changed in the document. If you delete this, it won't let you. You try and delete it. What you have to do is you have to delete the little reference number there to take the reference out, the footnote out. So that's how you delete the footnote. If you want to convert a footnote to an endnote, then if we go for mask number 2 and this one, just right click on the 2 and we convert to endnote, it's gone now to the end of the document. So endnotes are on the end of the document and footnotes are on the page they are connected to. Okay, so we've done a few things there. We've inserted a footnote, we converted a footnote to an endnote, and we've removed a reference footnote, and we've still got one left. We converted the formatting from a capital A, B, C to 1, 2, 3. Okay. Other areas that you could be asked in the exam is the citation area here. So you've got your citations in there. If you add a new source, if you pick up that one, this is where you would add citations that you want to include in your document. So you've got lots of information here. Now, they don't really do this in the exam, but I have put some in. So if I go to Manage Citations, there's a few in there that I've added, and they're just made up ones that I put in, and I've just popped them in here, and they're the ones that you will see dropping down here. So if we were going to do, as you've done here, I'm going to come down, if I wanted to put some citations into my document, let's put one there. So that's how you drop them in, depending on what you want to cite. They might ask you to do that in the exam. And then also they may ask you to create a bibliography. So in order to do this, just delete that. Let's do one at the end here. You go into bibliography, insert one, and there you go. And you've got different styles of bibliography as well. Got Harvard, Chicago APA is what we're using. Okay, so that's the citations that you're going to drop into your document, your quoting, author. There's probably a lot more to it, as you know, when you go into the actual managing them. If we double click on this one, if we edit, you can see you can put a lot more information in them. So for the exam syllabus, it's about popping them in or putting a bibliography style, dropping it into the document, no more than that. Okay. If we just come back to here again, into our files, we're going to open up next the table of contents. So table of contents, the whole point is that we can drop a table of contents in automatically. It's one of the automatic features. We go on to the references, there's lots more. So here's our table of contents here. And we always use the customized table of contents, not the set templates. Okay, so if you hover on there again, you can see it tells you what it does. So as long as you use styles and everything in your document, if we bring up the styles on the Home tab, you can see that that's a style, that's a style, okay, and that's a style. So we've got styles in our document, which is what's needed when you're going to use an automated table of contents. And you can see here, we can even do it with indexes, cross-references and captions too. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter a line. Let's go bring that down. We're going to pop our table of contents here, align it to the right, bring it down a little bit more, maybe a little bit less space there. This is where we're going to insert it. So I'll tell you in the exam where they want you to insert it. Then you're going to go into the references, drop that down and go to the custom table of contents. Brings up your dialog box where you can set it up accordingly. So the test question will ask you to do certain things. It normally asks you to choose tab leader dots of your choice. It wants you to change the format, and sometimes it will talk about the levels. Always do the tab leader dots last, because if you change the format, your tab leaders can sometimes disappear because they don't have them built in. So it might be show 4 levels, classic, and tab leaders I want like that. And you can see the example of what it's going to look like. Then OK. And then what happens is it drops it in automatically. And you can see that if you do a control and a click, it will take you to the introduction, and page 3 on there, control and click takes you to there. So they're great features and they're little hyperlinks. So they're all done automatically. The other thing it may ask you in the exam is to move something and then update the table of contents. So if we moved this onto the second page, the control and enter in front of history at the top of it, it's now on page 2. Whereas our table of contents still has it on page 1. So if you right click and update the field, it will say to you in the exam if it wants it entire. In this case, it's just the page numbering. So we can use the update page numbering only. Okay. And you can see that it now has automatically changed everything to meet that. If you made a change to some of the formatting though, that's when you might be asked to use the entire. So if I change these headings, let's highlight the first one, go into my home and my styles again, and it's this one here. If I drop that down, I can pick up all instances. Do you remember select all instances? We had this in our styles demo, if you did watch it. So I picked them all up and I'm going to modify them all. and I'm going to put numbers on them. So if I go through my format button onto the numbering, and I'm going to put a 1, 2, 3 format in front of them, okay, and you can see this is how they look, and okay. So they've all changed, but the table of contents hasn't. So if I update the field and do the entire, okay, then they will change. Another reason for using the entire is if you change the type of style, it would have to be done that way as well.